Hey guys, and welcome back to Rames Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at Citywars Tower Defense. This game was gifted to me over on Keymailer, so just a quick disclaimer that I am playing this, and it was free for me. That said, I'm playing it after the window that it actually matters for me to play it under. But whatever. We will be playing this in the... Ooh. Okay, just making sure that I wasn't already in a level. We're going to go back to the beginning. We're going to play the very first level so I can explain what this game is all about. This is a multiplayer tower defense crafting kind of thingy-do. I believe is 1 to 4 players, but perhaps more. Me not having any friends means that I don't get to play with other people. There is a chat. Don't actually care. Like, as far as I know, the only way to play with other people is to add them on your friends list. There is no just open lobby to join, again, that I know of. So, when you start, you kind of have a world map. We will call this the world map, and we will call this Zone 1. You can talk to this fine fellow over here. And if you hit E instead of F, like I keep hitting, he will sell you things for these coins down here on the left. You get, I think, on average, 250 coins per level. But anyways, let's just start level 1. So, obtain 3 stars by completing the level without losing any crystal core. Being a tower defense, we'll talk about that in a second, but suggested player amount 1, there are challenges where more than 1 player is suggested, and the only way to get past that as a solo player is to be very, very good, almost perfect. But anyways, this, again, I have played before, so we will try to keep this open the friends list with F. Either add friends or to teleport to them when you start a level. Friends that are in the same world as you will get the option to join you. So again, it's very friend-based. We jump in, so you do have the same options to purchase things in case you forgot to do it prior to. We're going to see an option that keeps popping up. It says press G. So being a tower defense, this is our crystal core. You can skip the countdown if you press E on the core. We do not want to do that, just because we're going through it. If you're wondering why I have a ponytail and look like a female, I've just been grabbing a different hairstyle every time I complete a level, just to spice it up. Really not too many customization options. Other than the hairstyle, there is no like male or female. But anyways, so this is going to be the path that the enemies take. The path does tend to look different, and sometimes there are more than one path, but this one we have just one. So when you start off, there are a very limited number of resources that you can actually gather. Sticks, stones, mushrooms, and flowers are going to be those options. The mushrooms will go down in the Z slot. They technically heal you should you get hurt. Because even though this is a tower defense game, I have the archer class, which means if you hit K to open your skills, you will see your current options. Because I have the bow, I have my archer's ability will refill quiver with 5 arrows. You can craft more later if you feel like it. Let's go ahead and talk about the build menu. So if you hit G, at least if you're on keyboard and if you're using default settings, notice you cannot harvest while you're in this menu. And middle mouse click to move the camera, otherwise you kind of get locked in a view. But you start off with... Don't start the map yet. So see on the bottom left here? I can't... There's no shift or alt to bring up a cursor. On the bottom left, you'll see 650 blue crystal things. Those blue crystal things also show up here. You can see each tower has a price. Right now, they're all just 200 crystals. So we'll build the most basic shooting tower, and I swear they've had their range increased. Because they weren't... You couldn't previously just build, like, 2 of them and kill most things, but we're just going to build 3 because I start off with 650. I also, just for the sake of this, get this down. So what I just put down was the weekly challenge table. I'll explain that after this map on how to access that. You will need it in order to do the weekly challenges. So what do we do other than sticks, stones, mushrooms, and flowers? Well, if we open G up again, after watching the towers do their thing, you notice they dropped the little blue crystals, and the little white ones are going to be experience. So if you open... Yeah, we already talked about this. Top left shows 0 skill points. That means I have not dinged. And you'll see down towards the bottom where it says 0 underneath my name. Once I pick up the white orbs, you'll see my level go up, or at least my experience. And there we go. So I now have round 1 completed, and I have a level. So what I'm actually going to do is we're going to open our build menu again. Under basic, we're just going to pick a random spot. We can build over things. Usually not advised, but it's okay. So we can do campfire, which will be a basic way of healing yourself. It gives you tier 1, we'll call it tier 1. Use either bunny meat or lamb meat or whatever, and you cook it. We could also build a club table. This will push back enemies if you build a club. I don't typically use that. In fact, I don't know that I ever have. But what we need to do is go to this bench. I typically craft 1 of everything. Before the game starts, just pick up a handful of sticks. Just kind of a handful of everything. That way you don't have to do it, because once you place down your first tower or your first bench of any kind, including the weekly bench here, it will start the timer. Technically, being a multiplayer game, there is no way to stop that either. So the game sort of just continues on in the background. You kind of have to remember that there's things going on. If we go up to the towers and press E on them, you'll see that we have an upgrade cost. It takes logs. To get logs, you use your axe and you chop down a tree. The tool will automatically be selected and used. So over here in the clay pit, it actually takes a shovel to dig. So if I hit E on that, it automatically switches to the shovel. And I hack away at it, because that's how you use a shovel. We will need clay. Kind of your progression is going to be tools, and then you're gonna want wood, and then you're gonna want some clay, and somewhere else on the map there's going to be... These are fine, probably. Let's go ahead, now that we have some wood, let's level up. We want to make sure that we are pretty much always doing something to work towards progression, and progression in this case is going to be leveling up our towers. Now if we hit G again, you'll see that all of our options are up here. So we can go ahead and... we won because that was the first level. There was only 3 rounds, kind of just to teach you how to play the game. And I think that's a good tutorial level. So after the first level, you're going to appear here, and you're going to see that you have 0 unlock points, or in your case, you would have 1 unlock point. So you would either be able to unlock the saw bench, which allows you to cut logs into planks, which gives you 1 more level of upgrade to your towers, or you'll be able to spin plant fibers into ropes, which also has its uses. But I'm going to be honest with you, your best bet, sorry if you heard that noise, it was my phone, your best bet would be to unlock the saw bench first, and then the spin table second. But before you leave, there's going to be these options over here. They're going to look like chests to you. So you're going to have to do a little bit of parkour. The first one is not too bad. But in each level, there's going to be some parkour opportunities, which I'm okay at. The big thing is your character's kind of floaty. And I'm kind of just demonstrating all the floatiness. Also, don't ask. Yeah, so you can kind of see that your character is floaty, and you really feel it when you're on mouse and keyboard. And right there, my character just dives off, because it's kind of like GTA controls, if that makes any sense to anybody. If not, I'm sorry. But these are kind of the things that you have to deal with, and in order to do them, you'll see across the way there is a chest over there, or there would be. And that's kind of a free unlock. So it would be very beneficial to you to go around and unlock these things whenever possible. Let's go ahead and leave. We've already done all the things. We've already got all the unlocks. I don't want to spoil the unlocks either, which is why I'm not reading all of them or showing you. You might have noticed some of the icons. We did briefly cover some of those. But yeah. And you'll see behind these stars, there's a little glowing area. It's kind of a challenge. If you jump along the trees, you can access this area back here. It's a little difficult to get to. In fact, I fell off because I didn't want to jump into it. I really don't want to show what it is. But this is how you get up to the first one. That's the only one I'm probably going to show you. But it's its own special little challenge with its own special little rules. So now that we went from 650 gold, which we used to purchase towers, 650 coins to 900. So that goes along with my 250. That is kind of the basics. We're going to go ahead and call the first video here. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay positive, have yourselves a great day. And I'll see you guys for episode 2. Bye-bye.